back to Wags and Wine. This was intended to be a weekly event. However, I have a full-time job and we host a podcast and I kind of have a life. And I'm trying to train my dog and then like doing the training and the videoing and the editing and the voiceovers. It's all a lot of work. So I don't know that it's going to be once a week, but it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm still going to continue it. And I had this great idea that I wanted to combine two of my favorite things, which are my dog and sometimes my cats, who will probably make an appearance, and wine, because I love drinking wine. So I had this grand idea that we would combine the two into these videos. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just like learn how to do some legit wine tasting and learn, how to sniff it and swirl it and, I don't know, look at it and tell you all sorts of different things about it. But quite frankly, that's not who I am. I just want to drink my wine. And then I thought, well, maybe it would be a great idea to like be funny about it and kind of like make fun of the people that do the wine tastings. And I could tell you that this lovely Chardonnay pairs beautifully with the raw cookie dough that I ate for dinner the other night. But satire is not my type of humor. I'm just a sarcastic bitch at heart, and none of that it wasn't working. So, I even bought this, I didn't buy it. I borrowed it from a friend, this essential scratch and sniff guide to becoming a wine expert. Because I thought maybe that would help me with this. I acted like a 5-year-old, scratched all the stickers, sniffed them all, and closed the book and called it a day. So, but I am still, I'm here, and I'll try something new each week, and I'll tell you about it. So this week it is 69 Miles Chardonnay. I do have a few, there you go. I do have a few criteria for the wines that I've been choosing. Number one, it's going to be something that is a little bit pricier. I don't really care about the price, but I just thought maybe with price might come better quality. So one shelf higher than I typically purchase. For this week, I really wanted it to be a Chardonnay, simply because I prefer white wine in general, but I definitely prefer a little heavier. Chardonnay is a great example of a heavier white wine in the wintertime. And then, because I'm lazy, screw top. So this is what we came up with, 69 Miles Chardonnay. I also chose it because the description of it, when I was reading it in the store, is a little bit different than a Chardonnay that I would typically choose. So I thought that might be a little bit interesting. So I'm going to drink it, and I'm going to tell you about some dog training, and then I'll let you know what I think at the end. We are working our way through Susan Garrett's Recolors program, and I purchased that on Black Friday. And it's a web-based, online-based video training with this world-renowned dog trainer, Susan Garrett. She's based out of Canada. Anyways, that's what we're working our way through. I would say in these videos, we are probably about a third of the way through the program, and JD and I took a little pause of the program, which I'll explain to you in a few minutes. But just, keep your eye out, because I would like to mention that Wicket, the kitten, he's 9 months old. He's a black and white one. He kind of steals the show over all these training videos. I didn't really notice how much he is always around until I started watching these. So you can enjoy it. It definitely made me laugh. We've still been working on the reward zone, which is teaching him that good things happen at my side, because obviously he prefers to be in front of me, as you can see. The goal is for me eventually to be able to have him sit at my side, me take a step away from him, multiple steps ideally, and release him and have him just come sit right back at my side where he started. This has been a work in progress. To be quite honest, I'm pretty sure it's been frustrating for both of us, but we have finally started to figure it out, and I have gotten to the point that I can take a step and he will stay, and then I will release him, and he will end up sitting down right back where he started at my hip, which, I couldn't ask for anything more right now. Weeks. Now this is the place where everything changed, because for whatever reason I decided to video this, and I'm so glad that I did. All I wanted to do was sit down and do some work, and JD just could not handle it, so I thought maybe I would try to reward him for relaxing. And he did not relax. So eventually, I got to the point where I thought, all right, we'll play the It's Your Choice game, which I've talked about before. Every time he stands up, I will cover the treats, which he obviously knew were there. And when he lays down, I'll uncover them. And then I will reward him after he maintains that control in the down position for a moment or two. I didn't want to reward him immediately after he laid back down, because then I would actually be rewarding the choice to get down on the ground, which would then provide him with a reason to stand back up, because when I lay down, I get a treat. When I lay down, I get a treat. So what I wanted to reward was actually the control of not coming to a stand, even though he wanted to. This went on for a little while, and eventually what it ended up teaching me was that we needed to do a little bit more work. This doesn't just happen when I'm sitting on the couch. It happens when I'm cooking dinner. It happens when I'm trying to walk in the door, obviously. It happens when I'm changing my clothes, or when I'm trying to go to bed, or really when I'm doing anything and he's in the house and he is not exhausted. So I decided to put a pause on the actual training program and utilize one of the bonus modules that is available in the Recallers group, which is called Hot Zone Training. And the whole point is to teach JD that, hey, there's going to be this place that when I'm told to go there, that I can do whatever I want within that area, but I need to stay there until I am released. Here is the start of the Hot Zone Training. The goal here is for him to know that there is a place that when I ask him to go there, he has to go, and he can do whatever he wants while he's in there. He can sit, he can stand, he can lay down, whatever, but he can't leave that area until I release him. So step one was just teaching him that this pad, which eventually is going to go into his dog bed, is the place to be. There's really good things happen for him when he sets foot on this pad. As you can see, it worked. Like, he got it in the very beginning when I was standing super close to it. And as soon as I made it a little bit more challenging and stepped away, he really started to struggle. And quite frankly, I started to struggle. I tried to come up with all different ideas. If I turn my back to you, will this work? Like, how can I help you, dog, figure out that this bed not being by my side is the value? And it was a struggle. This was probably the most frustrating experience that I've had throughout this whole training program up until this point. Actually, even past this point, it was just tough. And this is the point where I thought, I wonder what will happen if I just don't look at him. And that's when things really started to progress. I thought it was super cool, and I shared the insight in the Facebook Recallers group, like, wow, this is amazing. And one of the trainers responded and said, yeah, it's really magical when you start looking at the work and not your dog. And I thought, well, I wasn't looking at the work, I was just not looking at my dog. So we tried again, and instead of looking anywhere else, I looked at the dog bed itself, and like, he just got it immediately after that. So this is where things began to get a little bit easier for all of us. Then we added the pad to the dog bed itself, and the goal actually was to put a cue to this. So we wanted to be able to say, JD, go to your room, and him to know, I got to get in this bed and I got to stay here until they release me. Here we're adding the cue, go to your room, and then eventually we're able to add a little bit of distance. And we are not nearly perfect at it yet, but I am able to tell him to go to his room, and he knows what I mean, which is amazing. Go to your room.
Good boy.
All right, so there you have it. Some dog training, some successes, some not so successes, some crazy cats in the background, some 69 Miles Chardonnay, which I do have to say I will probably not be purchasing again, but I will not have a problem drinking it over the next couple of days either. So you can take that review for whatever you want, and enjoy if you give it a shot. It does have a screw top. Till next time. You don't make things easier, you know. That's a good one. Wicket! Oh, Wicket, don't even try it. Really, that's a terrible decision you're making. You're stressing me out today. Definitely not it. So this is working well. I love you so much.